Well, hello, and welcome. This is Joanna the Jewel Design. We are back today working on our cute little Welcome to the Garden gated journal for the summer. And figured we go in and do some more interesting ephemera today. As the title says, ephemera, ephemera, ephemera. We are going to be working on another hidden paper clip, but we are using one of my small mini envelopes to do more of a page over type hidden paper clip with some tucks up underneath it. And we're going to use an old library. We're going to use a library card, a digital, well, not really a digital, but a printed library card with pocket. Right, with these cute ones in the shop that have 3 different florals on it. They all come with their own pockets, which I love these because the seams are down the side. So we're going to decorate this, and it, look, it already does have stickies to put straight down, but if we want to make it a second pocket, we're going to use the bottom strip and glue down the sides, and we'll keep the top one intact, I think. The only downside about these is they are pretty sticky on the back, to where if you don't want to worry about making another pocket, which, gosh forbid, how could we not make another pocket? But anyway, so we're going to work on both of those, and these are some of the things that are going to get tucked up in this one. So it's our due date long library card that's great for all this writing capability, and of course decorating on whatever side. So I went ahead and did a lot of work on this darling little baby in between videos, trying to get things up and running. So as you see, there's our lace pocket. It's now in place, right? I put on corners to it because I wanted to give it sort of that book feel. We ended up adding, got my butterfly in place and some flowers. I added another sort of burlap delicate lace over this, which I'm really glad we did. I love the look of it. Let's see if we can see. It just, I don't know, it gave it a more feminine feel than just having that straight, and gave some more weight to the corners so I could put corners on them. So a little delicate in the back, but still works. So that is done. But I went ahead and put pockets in everywhere. I tucked in the ephemera for each one of those pockets. So now these pockets and some of the ephemera do need to be decorated. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking on that end, right? Oh my gosh. So yeah, like we had some decorating to do on that one. I was thinking of, I extended this pocket by adding some stuff. Things are tucked inside. What else? Because I don't know if you'll see all of this. Did my page over pocket. It used to be a coin pocket, and I redesigned it a little bit to where you have it as a tab here with a gusset underneath to give you more weight. But I made it more of a page over because I hated when we'd get this beautiful piece. We'd have to fold it. If you glued it down, you were losing whatever pretty was on this side. So unless you made it really neutral on this side, left it pretty on this side, then you knew what the front and back of your coin sort of glue down pocket was. Okay, great. But more times than not, we put a full scene on them, and you end up gluing down ink. So turned one of our coin gusseted pockets into more of a page over, side tuck type ordeal. So anyway, what do we do? So this is going to work on that. I cleaned up I added our lace. Yeah, this whole back page ended up being tweaked. This was our pocket. I ended up putting plastic in there. I gave some collage paper in here. We were having some issues. And I didn't like how the back was. I had put washi tape down and I didn't care for it. So we put a brick here with a peekaboo. We have lace, right? Peek here. So you're going to be able to see, because this is going to go over here, you're going to see some more brick and you're going to see flowers peeking through this lovely little window now. Through the gate, and so that is, sort of what came of it. But yeah, we've had some, hiccups here, so covered up washi to reinforce things. But yes, there are pockets everywhere now that now need to be decorated, and the pockets have things in them that need to be decorated. Oh my gosh, right? So I took 2 of my pretty standard pockets, stacked them here, and I think in one other place. Again, things need to be decorated. So every few pages has something. I took the blue. I know we don't have a lot of blue, and we were just talking about this. But because of the center here, for this sort of periwinkle blue door, felt a little blue had to go somewhere. So I went ahead and took a cute doily that I got at the thrift shop, glued it down in 2 spots, left a tab, but tucked the bottom up a little bit to make a cute little pocket. I may need to put a little piece of paper in here too to help make it a little bit thicker. But right now we have cute little guys in it, cute little fussies, and another long tag that I purposely, glued just right so it can stick in there. Added a flower. So we have a little bit of something starting to stick out. And then of course our front cover, and this is, is a coin envelope, right? That we'll put extras in with another large pocket, another large journal card in the front. So today is working on our hidden pocket, our hidden, well, it is a hidden pocket, hidden paper clip and hidden pocket. We're going to start with that today. And let's see, this is together because this is sort of how I wanted to cluster this front and decorate it and sort of break up all the houses. Now this paper is houses upside down and right side up to make it somewhat non-directional. Except here it doesn't really look like it's upside down. It's like, I don't know. So as we've done before in the past, we did before, right? We need to do our glue down concept. I did love the fact that there was a hidden pocket up here. It was sort of bummed at first that I'm like, oh wait, but you're not going to see it unless you take it off the page. And then it's like, oh look, there's going to be something tucked inside here. A couple ways to Sunday. We're going to have this one tucked, and then technically we're also going to have the top of this tucked up there also. So it's going to be a great tuck with a hidden sort of pocket, and you won't know that hidden pocket is there until you take it off. So that is the goal. So let's get that going. And then we'll do the library pocket. And then I think the next video is going to be a bunch of 3D kind of concepts. We're going to sort of enhance some pages with 3D elements to sort of continue to give some more, depth and interaction to the book. I'm going to do it in sporadic. I'm not going to be, there's lace here, so the same lace is somewhere else. There's doily here, it's somewhere else. Like, I think we're just going to have a bunch of different laces and ruffles and things like that we're just going to sporadically put through the book that is color-based. So yeah, I have a couple pages that I want to enhance the images on them by using more 3D lace trim, ribbons, things like that. Sorry, my hands are really itchy today. That's never good. Okay, used to be my mom's palm was itching. It meant money, but it's rarely ever my palm. It's always here. Anybody know what that means? Probably don't want to know. Okay, so we are going to start with the usual. I am so glad I did this. So this is actually a just light scalloped or single hump mini envelope. You would actually fold this down, you'd make an envelope, you could cut a little notch there. And I don't always use my envelopes as envelopes. I feel there's always so much to tuck in and not enough little things to tuck into the envelopes. I like using my envelopes for other things. So here I am using it for something else. I'm using it for something else. I can't help myself. I don't know. I feel that I see shapes and I see elements. I mean, I took one of these large ones and I remember, we saw it back there, and I took the side pieces, the base and the bottom, and I cut it apart and stacked it, right? We made it a four stack, what's the word this way? Yes. We made it into a 4-stack pocket, right? In the large journal that we just finished and listed. So I just feel like there's always something we can do. Now I'm going to just go a little down the side here. So we need it to stick there. Right? Or did I just undo it? Did I just nope, I goofed that up. Don't do that. Never mind. No. Wrong one. Okay. See? I was like, no, I gotta stick. No, I don't. Wrong one. We don't want to stick it there because we wanted to go up in that. Never mind. Wonder why they seemed a little too interesting. We will use these tabs here to give us a little bit of a gusset in the pocket. See, last time we stuck the piece of paper. Yeah, I see, I almost goofed that up, guys. Hopefully I can keep that from sticking. Oh my God, I wiped it down, but see, I don't have it down pat. I'm like, wait, this is really changing the elements just a little, right? Let's get that. Let's see, we want to make sure it's nice and tight in every way possible, but not so much that I could offset it a little bit, but it's okay. Sorry. Okay, so make sure that we can't. There we go. Yeah, no, we just want to seal down the sides here. This inner side, not the inner side. Let's get that in there. Because we want to make a nice solid flap, but we do not want to accidentally glue it to the wrong thing. Yeah, jeez. Well, it's new to me. I'm like new to my new concept, but yes. So I'm loving this. The idea of it, I can't believe it took me so long to figure it out. And now what I love is, like I said, I did create though a nice pocket here. So now we can tuck a non-inked. How rude. I can't believe I don't have any ink on that. I got the outside, but I didn't get the inside. Yeah, I realize I'm dealing with 3 to 4 different ink pads at any given moment lately. I think all 3 journals at this point I've been working with has been using all the colors. I've got the green, I've got the blue, I've got the pink, I've got the purple, and all the basics, right? Put that in there. Okay, so we have a cute little journal card up here that is tucked in, plenty of room. You get to put it over the top here. Ta-da, perfect. I didn't goof it up terribly. Then you take this. Now you can do it either way. I mean, it can go tight up there. Let's see, I'm just looking to see. It's a little, I don't know why it's so a little wonky there, but maybe because it's gusseted, because we put it on the gusset and not very flat. So I have it up in between. Now I know this is really hard to see. Hold on. I actually have it tucked in between the actual paperclip. But I could attempt to also, I'm looking to see if I can get it in the pocket. If I do it in the pocket, I don't know if it will stay as well. Yeah, it made as well. It stays, but it does. So however you get it back in, it's fine. I'm going to actually put it outside the pocket. So it's going nice and tight. All right. And what we'll do is, when I go to decorate a bunch of ephemera, which we're going to, yeah. Ephemera. I have so much ephemera to decorate, guys. So we're going to want to decorate the bottom of this ephemera. You can pull it out right on the back, put it back in, nice and great, right? Tuck it back in. And then when you took the whole thing out, right, then you go, oh, there's a cute little hidden message. And anything else you'd want to hide in here. But technically, I am sticking it in there. It's technically where it's going. So I'm going to put it all back down. And we're going to decorate the front here, the front here, and we're going to we need to put some lace up here that I want to put across the top a little bit. Now, talking about 3D, these are daisies. I feel that this is a nice white daisy-like ordeal. I could do a little bit of green in here and pink, but I'm liking the idea of putting these guys right there for my 3D element and having something stick out up here. Okay, I'm liking. I wanted to give, since this is sorted near the big front of the book and we don't really have like a who this belongs to type label, I figured we could sort of make our first, piece of ephemera sort of our type of, what's the word? Ooh, title page, this belongs to type ordeal. You know how I sort of like to try to keep things paper clipped and whatnot together while I have it exactly where I want it, because if I do it any other way, so yeah, I used to use these flags and try to make paper clips. Now I probably could do it now that I know what I'm doing. Any one of these, I think if you folded it 3 ways and put the paper clip in sideways, I think you could make a side paper clip and you could probably hide it. But the smaller the paperclip, the better, of course. Get too big the paperclip, it's not going to work. All right, so there's that. I did ink everything already once. Wrong color. We're going to add a little bit of what I might have left of ink on here, just to darken this up a little bit. I'll leave it pretty white, though, on the basic sense. It's a pretty purple. It's a pretty pink brick border. I'm really close. I have to be careful. Okay, anyway. I'm a little close. I really was... Oh, so you want to be able to see what I was doing, but I'm hoping that the lighting is okay. Hope it's all going well. So hopefully the middle of your week is going well. Today is, will be Wednesday the 30th. The 30th, people. Yeah, the last day of April. Who could imagine, right? No, not that we really want to rush time anymore, but I don't have a choice. I was just doing my planner for May. All the meetings and events and things, and luckily we're pretty quiet. I have a meeting tonight for... the last really major, second to last major event for the band, for the junior high kid. We have our last performance the day before Mother's Day, called Music in the Park, and so we get to go perform. The kids get to perform, and the color guard gets to go as a go support, of course, our band members, and get rewarded for all their hard work, because when they're done with the band is done with their performance, they get to go play at the boardwalk. So they get to go ride rides and all that. So of course I didn't chaperone last year because my daughter was like, no. I went, okay. This year she's like, well, I don't know, I guess if you need, they need you. And I'm like, thanks, I appreciate it. Really, I really appreciate it. But no, the more we have, I think the better it's going to be. So, I want pink. I think I want pink. This is a lot of pink and green. We're going to do a little decorating. I just don't know whether... Let's go up here. I like that idea. So 2, 4, 6... Oop, there's 7. Perfect. All right. So anyway, I guess I get to... I think she would prefer I don't. But I'm like, well, your band, your directors, your color guard coaches want to hang with their color guard kids. So I think I'll end up with a couple band kids instead, and that's fine. I'm there if she needs me. Something changes, something goes wrong, as long as she can't find me and can't be handed off to me, right? I'm like, yeah, it's like she can't be handed off to me. Amazing how, I don't know, my youngest, or my oldest wanted me everywhere. She wanted me at every field trip, and I mean, you know, we went to Europe together, for goodness sake. But she wanted to go, but she knew there was no way she could do it without me. She's like, I can't go. There's no way I could do this without you. And there it was good, because there's a lot of days she'd be overwhelmed. She was fine the day of, but man, the next day, or that night, but the next day, she would be, that's it. She was toast. She was like, nope, can't social, can't do anything. I need somebody to be thinking for me. But yes, on the other hand, this is like, nope, I'm good. See you later. And I think because of COVID, there's a lot of things we didn't get to do. She didn't have as many field trips and whatnot. So now forgive me, my nails are a disaster. I get to fix them after the video, of course. I feel like I have some zombie falling apart blackened nail thing going on over here. Isn't that terrible, guys? Oh my gosh, I had a pretty glitter black. It was going bad. I tried to cover it with a good black, but I didn't want to stick, so I was trying to rub it off, and they're a disaster. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. And I know it's black. It's super obvious. But I feel like I have some apocalyptic, you know, post-zombie thing going on here. So nice. And it's, what is it, May? It's May, and it's feeling like October. No, it's feeling like whatever. Anyway, my little one is not used to, I think, me being around as much for these things. When the older one was, it was just a given. It was, you know, first kid out, and God forbid I let her go anywhere. But then she just was like, yeah, no, you're coming, right, Mom? Yeah, you know, okay. But when her dad actually on her birthday got to go, the oldest got to take her dad to the Science Tech Museum, because they were doing the big event was all about roller coasters, right? About science and friction and velocity and who knows what else. But we have a cool tech museum in nearby. Well, not nearby, but like within an hour or two away. And so it was really fun, because she's like, can I take Dad? And I'm like, yeah. You guys are the roller coaster king and queen. Like, I have no desire. I mean, I don't have any interest in like roller coasters, so why would I want to go? And so anyway, it was really cool, because he actually got to take her one, and it was on her birthday. That was 1 year that it was her birthday and a field trip happened to coincide. So when they came home, we had dinner and stuff like that. But like, yeah, it was a lot of fun for her, and I'm really glad she got that memory, because, well, you know. And so I think I'm just going to do green and white, since it is a green and white and very much daisies right there. And we're going to leave it at a slight angle, and we're going to glue it that way for some dimension. But that's what I'm hoping to do for the next video, is more of this, sort of taking elements that are already here and enhancing them with trims, appliques, things that are a little bit more 3D, or just, you know, pulling the colors and sort of expanding it and giving an element beyond. So when we do with pearls and die cuts and, you know, dangles and things, we always try to find a way to sort of get the pages to expand outward. So we'll definitely do that. Normally I just sometimes just throw it on a short, but I thought, well, maybe this weekend we'll do a quick video just about working some more dimensional elements onto a page. All right, so parts of me wants to round this terribly. I don't know why. And I don't know if I can even get in there, because now that it's shut, right? I don't know if I can get my thing in there. Hold on one sec. I get just a little one, just a tiny little 1/4 inch. Not a lot. I don't even know if we could. So it's something you gotta keep in mind. Whoops, we may want to do that beforehand. Let's see. Because I don't want to really. Okay, I'm bending it. I can always unbend it. Nope, I can't get it in there. Bummer. Yeah, it would have been nice to maybe around those corners to give it a softer feel on this side. And me cutting is not gonna, I don't think I have any way of getting it in there. And I don't want to pop it open, because of course then it defeats the purpose of that beautifully tucked and folded, yeah, glued, whatever. So no, we don't want to undo what we did. So, oh well. Think about that next time, before you get that second glue job down. Yeah, before we glue all this down here, make sure there's anything you can do to a corner or an edge, make sure you do it first. Okay. But see, yeah, I take it off, and there's this cute little heavily did that, you know, but it's just nice and adorable. But it's a little something that when you close it, you may or may not see that there's something going on over here. You don't have to have it perfectly down all the way either. You can pop your paper clip or your page over up a little bit, all right, just a little, of course. And you tuck your, whoops, that does it too. Tuck your piece of ephemera up underneath it, and away you go. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get crafty with this one and see what I want to do with any of the potential there. I'll make sure it's all good. Nope, it's not. And you know, I have a little glue left over, so perfect. Well, you're not sticking, so let's get that on there. Ta-da. Okay. So that was that. That was sort of, I had pre-planned, but sort of breaking up the house a little bit in the background by putting a big white box so they can write this journal belongs to, which I do have those journal labels, but which I didn't think about. I just had one big pink one for the kit, and I had to use it somewhere. I was like, I gotta do something with it. So I figured that was the best place to use it. But you can write in, you know, they can write this journal belongs to, or just write a name on it. You know, to my, it could be to my mother, to my best friend, to whoever. You know, this belongs to my best friend. Da 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 da. You know, whatever you want to do. Great present. Good idea. So there's that, which I thought was just cute. Hopefully that's holding. Probably a little bit more glue up the side here. Trying as we're playing with it, getting a feel for how much space we want to get that in there. But yeah, I had found these two blue ones, and I used to get the blue one for, oh, the front cover of something. Isn't that I think that's a big journal, right? Isn't that, we used the blue one on the 4-inch, I mean the 3-inch 4 signature one we just did. Yeah, we put the blue because we had the peach on top of that. So yeah, so this was the second one. They're definitely vintage. They're definitely been aged some. They've had some. I try to wash them, but they're colored the way they are. They are what they are, and it's just a nice tight. And I wanted it tight enough to put just this little guy in there. And I'm gonna have to put a little piece of paper or something back there because it is a little bit. Let's see. Oh, that's not gonna be. I was gonna do something with that, but yeah, we'll do something else in there. But anyway, some cuties are in here. Why not? All right. So then the other thing is, yeah, well, how to decorating. So as we have two other pages that I definitely want to work on enhancing the pages with the 3D elements, we'll go back and see what we can do for in the same way with a lot of these pockets, how we can make the most of each pocket. Because I think back here's the other one that I really like. Where's the blue that we expanded on a little bit? Yeah, this is the other one. This is just a standard square cut thumb notch instead of a circle one. Rounded corners on the bottom, but I took some scrap paper to expand on it to make it a little wider because it's actually a little short. It's actually, you know, stops over here somewhere. Make it a little wider and just sort of start getting some different elements. So I have a word and some scrap paper, and we're going to put some lace behind it and get that to expand also. I wish I had more pink lace. I do have, take that back, I do have some pink lace we could probably use later. I have this one that has, you know, florals and some scallop, which as you can see, I start cutting off the scallop. So we may use some pink on that one to pull from the pink here. So I'll leave that out to remind me later. Okay, so what I wanted to do with this one was I wanted that peekaboo effect. I wanted to see some flowers through here, but it was getting to a point where I didn't like just the paper. I wanted this little edge here that we sort of sewed through to be glued down and onto something. And we were having a really hard time keeping it together. It was really starting to frustrate me. And so I thought it'd be fun if there was a window, more of a clear window, so there was more of a solid page. And like I said, I put blue washi to reinforce it, but I didn't like the blue washi. So yeah, it was a struggle bus the other day, which you guys didn't see any of that. The struggle bus is all mine. Mine and mine alone. Yeah, mine and mine alone. So yeah, we did a little bit of, we've been doing a little bit of TLC and fixing up. We have to, right? So on this end, you just see the door a little bit. You don't really see the other page as much, but it gives you plenty of writing space with the beige brick. Really easy to write on. This is a little darker, so it's maybe not harder, but not as easy. But a good black pen will do just about anything. And then but there's elements that just irritate me, and I can't help it. I get perfectionist on me And I want to tuck it in and do this and fix there and glue this, and it's terrible when you just can't seem to, you know, get what you want out of it. Put green there, but it's just trying to, what's the word? We become perfectionists as much as, you know, junk journaling can be we keep saying perfectly imperfect. You know we want to sell it. We know we want to give it to somebody else. We know that we want them to be happy with it. We want them to enjoy it. We don't want them to get it and go, wow, I could have done that. Why did I spend that money, you know? Looks like my looks like my kindergartner threw it together. You know, that kind of feel. We don't ever want that feel. We never really want that feeling. Come on. I want to darken it. I think because what I'm seeing is actually on the other side, and so I can't do much about it. I'm trying to color something that is on the other side. Isn't that funny? I think it's on this side, but there's not much I can do about that either. There we go. Maybe we can do it that way. We're gonna put a pretty window. We're just doing what we can do, right? There we go. Trying to antique it up a little bit. Trying to antique it up. Okay, so anyway, we did put some papers. We did do some collaging a little bit. So we did make the windows smaller, but there is a window there, which is nice. And we get, you know, to turn it over, and we are going to decorate up our pocket here. The goal is to have it pretty close to right here. Once we're done, we'll see what is the best. But I sort of want a little bit of the brick continued on, but I also want a bunch of these die-cut sticker flowers to be clustering behind and on top of this. So we stick to a very much a, you know, floral feel, which has this great, you know, floral journal card, library card in there. So it's simple. You can write over it. You can continue to add to it. Whatever makes you happy. But the nice thing is because they are craft, we get to decorate. And I see the potential of a cute little, what do you want to call it? And since it is going, we are gluing it down one way or another. Once it's decorated, we see how it works. I do want to put a little bit of ink here because I want to be able to, you know, have a little bit of vintage feel. I did make sure that any white print from production, you know, was showing through. I did ink it up a little bit so it didn't look so new. I love the ink distressing, but you know, in production, whether I'm producing it or somebody else, it's hard to get rid of the white part. No such thing as brown paper through and through anymore. And sometimes even our cream papers don't do what they're supposed to do. And that is blue, which is a different door. I don't think I have that door in here anymore. Well, if I had the other one, any other ones. Oh, I do have more pink and blue. Pink, green, everything. I was just wondering if that was going to be helpful or not at some point, if doing this and then flowers everywhere, whether it's going to be helpful to decorate or not. So we'll see how it pans out, whether I want to do that, which I am doing a little bit of all colors, so we'll see. And actually, I have a scallop. This is my three scallop mini tags, which I would rather fold in half and do in a cute manner, so we'll wait on that one. I also have Chateau and Manor House, which is where you would find beautiful gates and garden doors, right? You would find those things on the way into your ordeal. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit. There we go. Let's see which pieces I think are going to be the most beneficial here. Do a little clustering of this. This is probably what's going to take most of our time today, but it's all right. Playing with some die-cut clear stickers. They're not really considered a PET tape, maybe, because usually PET tape is clear, but usually it's on a sheet, so I don't know. These are die-cutted out instead, die cuts, so I don't remember if these were considered something. I did sell a section of sets of them at one point. I'm not going to try to put them all back in their spots. Sorry, hold on. Woo! Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah, I'm not going to try to put these back in their thingies right now. I'd spend more time doing that than anything else. But I wanted this really pretty floral, I don't know, like peekaboo garden piece right behind it. I didn't want to just, you know, I didn't want a bouquet of flowers just sitting there too weirdly, and I thought, well, let's put it on. So, of course, putting it on a, I might use that too. Putting it actually on something felt like a better thing to do, right? There's another pink yellow flower. We have a lot of yellow going on. Got some pink. I may bring in another purple. Because the other one is very, this is more of a blue purple to match the coloring of the, it's pale. Not a bad thing. To match the blues and, you know, the more periwinkle in here. The other kit I have is more purple, the other flowers. I think I even have orange. What do I feel like I'm missing? Oh yeah, that's purple. I thought I had another color. I think I have fall colors somewhere. So we can do the pink, and we can do, where to go? We were looking at some of these, remember, when we were trying to do the front. And so I'm now going, well, let's see what we can maneuver in. Big, little, trimmed, not trimmed, whatever, right? We want in front of and behind the thing. I think a lot of these might be too big. I think I'm getting a little on the big side here, but it's not a bad thing. I really do want it pretty. I just don't know if we're going to use all the stem work. A lot of the stem work might not stay put. We may trim off a lot of the stem. Yeah. So like I might decide to cut this one off because it really gets in the way of the potential flower. I might decide that, you know, some greenery isn't necessary. And I can either do, because like this one actually, a lot of the bottom I may cut off because it's sort of weird. I can, I always wonder, like, how do you want to stagger them? You have 3 colors, but you need to have 2 to 3 of each. No clue. Pink next to pink. Purple, green. A lot of the green's a little bright for me, but we could do it that way. And then, like we said, we could put, then to stretch it, put this guy over here to sort of help bleed it all together, right? Lovely. Yeah, I had that green. I'm like, well, maybe that green is too bright. Now, let's if I cut some of this stuff out, then that little guy is doable, but it seems almost, what's the word? Feels very, I can't think of the word right now to save my life. Leprechaun. There we go. Very St. Patrick's Day. Very bright green. I'm like, not quite. Gold might not be a bad thing, which I think I have a few gold pieces in here, but I'd want something very, a little heart one. Sort of cute. Maybe we can bring some of that beige back that way. Okay. So I won't try to put all these away because, haha, no. Be here forever. So let's trim off a little bit of green. Oh, let's ink this up, see if we can, that and the brick needs to be inked up and toned it down. And we're gonna work on this and see what we can come up with. Just something different, just a way to, you know, you've got a craft background, which is beautiful. You've got some pieces that we can decorate up here. I think we have an idea. What I might want to do is go a little less on the bottom here. We'll see. Like I may have gone a little heavy with the brick, but we can trim it down if we need to. If I feel like it's still too high or too, you know, too much. But once you get going, we sort of want to make sure we have what we want. So one little yellow, one big purple. We'll put behind. Half behind, half forward, right? So up high, down low. Only problem is these are sticky, so once I get going, I sort of have to put them up, and then I have to redo it. No, like I said, I really do feel like this is going to be in the way, so we're going to trim it. I will put it in with the other pieces, though, later, because this is where my Happy Planner training comes in, and I go, nope, we can use that elsewhere. You never know. So there's that potential. We have that. Yeah, my worry is going to be how are we going to get, I may have to be what's on top and then go back and do what's behind and underneath, which is okay too. This is what I'm like, definitely, again, you know, do we keep everything intertwined? Do I go lower, higher, up, down, all around? There we go. They're going to go at angles too. No one says they have to be straight up and down. Then we have this purple one, which I was debating on top or bottom. And we have that. So we definitely shifted already in how we're doing this. So if that's the case, you know, I'm already maybe not needing this unless I put it, you know, underneath. Which, if I do it this way, I just want to make sure there was enough flowers that we could see in the window. Otherwise, it was sort of defeating the whole purpose, right? So we want to make sure that everything is sort of shifted over and enough and pretty. And then this is sort of our, when you do open the window, like when you do open it, we see what's going on. And even that can just be right there. Trim this off, trim that off. I think we're sort of getting there. So now I just have to figure out how to keep, you know me, gluing it down as we go. Which one is that? Okay, that's that. I think we go one on top of the next as we go down. I should be able to keep lifting and dropping and lifting and dropping as we go. I hope, because I don't think we can redo this the other way. But I want things sort of to start gluing to each other, sticking to each other, so that I don't start losing placement. Because I'm afraid I have it all beautifully laid out, right? So, but I don't want it to stick down when we can't get it back up either. Very carefully. Let's see how we can do this. It's not like when you're gluing things down, because you do have stickers, and if I try to glue them down, because it is a clear sticker, I don't think it would work as well. At least I think they're all stickers. I mean, there should be stickers. Watch, I can't seem to get the sticker backing off. Well, this is going to be a fun. I have to pause this for a second and see what the... Oh, I thought these were all stickers. The washi sticker tape came off. There it is. Okay. I was like, well, the faux waxes were. And I hear my cat, and I don't know if it's the right cat. He may very well be, it may be him eating something he's not supposed to be eating. So I'm hoping as I'm pulling off one, it's sort of going to help pull off something else. Probably not, though. I wouldn't be that lucky, right? Let's see if we can do this. It just depends which way you want to go about it. But why not? No one says it has to always be paper and glue. We have stickers, we have lace, we have trims. We can use just about anything as long as it has the right feel and texture and that comes out with the what you're looking for, right? It's all about what feel you're trying to accomplish. And this journal definitely has a combination of both modern and vintage, right? And it's in both ways because it's vintage imagery and it's there we go. Let's see if we can do this. Okay. So it's already twisting a little bit, but well, we're just gonna run with it, right? Never mind, it's stuck. Yeah, because they are see-through. We're gonna see some pieces, so I don't know. Yep, that is down. Okay, so again, I don't want too much greenery really showing through everything. Cut some things off and replace them. And it may be that I'm even placing things elsewhere, right? It's not that it's just right here. And that starts sticking to that, so apparently this is where we need it to be. What is that? I'm sorry, I thought I heard something. I'm like, oh no, now what? Never know where I have a cat or, well, hopefully just a cat out here with me. All right, give me a moment. Let me get this finished because I think I'm going to be wasting all my time in the world with sticky stuff. So hold on one sec. Okay, I've worked out most of the bugs there. We are stuck down where it needs to be. We have our areas that are, we're going to just sort of haphazardly cut across. There we go. Where did that go? Ah! No! Don't stick. Don't stick. Oh, jeez. Come on. Of course, it's the one spot where we don't have anything going on. So let's not have that permanently stick there. That would be bad. There we go. Okay. Lucky, yeah, another thing, sometimes the PET tapes also aren't overly, they stick where they need to stick, but they don't like give us anything too crazy. So we're going to do that because it is definitely too long. It shifted over, so, which is okay because we're going to put one more layer on this. We're going to glue underneath. I was just looking to see if there was any other spots for more coverage, just like we have things coming from all directions, right? Like as if we had more flowers coming in that we can't see, which is always a good thing, right? And I'm going to do all my old tricks here. Or not my old tricks, there we go. Just trying to clean it up the best I can. Okay. And I know there's a glare, but anyway, let's see. Here we go. We have it on the brick. We have it on the craft. We're going to put our little piece there to tie it all together. Ah, that's not how that does that. Okay, we're going to glue this down, and then I will try to get up underneath the paper on the edges so that, because the tape did not, eek. Probably best not to work on top of the journal. Well, probably best not to work on top of the journal that you're trying to decorate, right? There we go. Isn't that adorable? And then you could keep adding. Like I could add lace, I could add pearls, I could continue to add other things. So as you can see, there is some pieces that got to tape right down and tape to each other, but, or, you know, stick to each other, but not the whole, like, they're not double-sided stickers. So, you know, we're going to make the most of it. Press down, make it work. So we have it on top, underneath, around, all that fun. There we go. So we got to really decorate up the thing. So it just depends on it. Now we could put lace up here. We could put lace down here. We can put pearls. We can put whatever. The goal is, though, whoops, take the plastic off that we don't want. Now the goal is to tuck it to where, see, we get to see something underneath that looks like, well, what's all that? And you're like, well, that's an odd something. I could bring it down lower so we do see the paper behind it. Just depends if we want to see that there's ephemera back there, or if we just want to hide the fact that, or just show the fact that there is little love, some more flowers, something to pull us to go, well, what's on the next page? Oh, there's a pocket here. Yes, it's not in the middle of the page. It's not in the middle of the book. I could drop it down and then you would see that there's something back there, but usually you're trying to hide it to where whatever you put in this window is just it's a peekaboo of what's going on. So, about here, okay. So I'm going to take this part off, and I'm going to take glue up the side, because I don't trust that that's going to be enough by itself, ever. But we do want to be able the ability to let you be able to tuck something else behind this if you want. We always like to make sure if there's a possibility of another pocket, we want to give you another pocket, right? Always. So I'm not going to use the top one, and hoping that this doesn't get in the way, that it doesn't come undone with all the ins and outs. So let's make sure, okay, about there. There we go. We have our pocket with our little library card in it. And actually I think instead of putting lace there, I'm thinking we need to put a little, maybe we'll put a little lace or trim or something. We could do a little lace actually across the top of the card. These, and after all of that, I would have rather, no, it's a library card, but you know what? We could do the top. Just a little bit across the top. All right. Re-ink it. And then we could, even if it's just a little bit, no one says there has to be a whole lot. We could just do a sliver with some pearls on it and gives us something here. I mean, I wanted to put something here because there's a hole there. I can't help it. But let's balance it by decorating this up a little bit, maybe. I know here I cornered one thing just to what? Cover it? Usually. That's what I do. Can we see? We can. Okay, it's very up close and personal today. We are not showing you the mess all over the place. We are just showing you the project in general. But there we go. We've taken a library card with pocket, and we have decorated up the pocket to give it a peekaboo on the other side of the window here. I think it's always great. We need some more color, so I think we'll do just a little bit of green. I have to sort of, I know it blends in a little bit at the back there, but that's okay. Yeah, this comes with sticky stuff, but the sticky stuff is picking up a lot of dirt lately. Just think because everything gets so busy and, you know, take off all the excess string that we don't want. For not to have too much extra string. Just the string that I want used. Love that they're connected. I do love the string connection. And then putting putting pearls right side by side. Which, I mean, that's fun too. I do love when we get to put our little individuals and we do a nice tight 3 or 5, you know, whatever. But I don't know, I like the idea of sort of the spaced out string ones too. Because they're perfectly spaced out for you. They're perfectly spaced out for you. And you're like, oh, I'm not trying to guess at that. Alright, so we have some lace, we have some pearls. It's actually crocheted lace. It's getting harder and harder to find. Oh my gosh, I'm even running out of our original inventory. I've got to go back and see if I can find more. And I found it from a few different places, and we're getting low. Okay, so we have that. We have that. I know, I had the wording, and so now I'm wondering... Because I just feel like the really upscale fancy places would have like the large garden gate or garden door with the walls, and it'd be a walled in door with a door or a gate that would only way you could get into the garden. And so those really fancy, expensive places. Or a really great English cottage, I don't know which. Or maybe just a really good English cottage, I don't know. I feel like they always have. I was watching About Time the other night, and the main character and his family are, yes, somewhere in London. And so we could do it here to break it up. We could do it up here to bring something up. 1, 2, and 3. So I feel like it has to be offset a little bit. So technically there's a faux wax. There's a little mini postcard stamp, little mini stamp, a wax, and a word. And that's sort of its own separate entity. So I feel like we have to sort of keep things in 3s in this sense. So I don't want to block the coloring, but I feel like it needs to be part of this cluster. Now, it is going on stickers, so sort of a shiny sticker. So I am going to use, I have no idea what's on the back of this. It's interesting. Oh, yeah, this was my test run. This is not even the color. This color is not even in the shop in any direction. This was our first run of trying to do some pink and blue royal words for you guys with the chateau and all that. And I ended up with this very interesting mauve pink color that we did not keep. But I printed them out to test them out. And so I'm loving it. It's sort of mixing in with everything I'm working with. But it didn't go with the kits that we were trying to create for you. Didn't go with the kits that we were hoping to help expand. So it's a completely different pink that we needed. But you don't know until you print it out. Okay, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have a beautiful floral arranged on Break and Craft library card pocket, right? It has room in the back. It has this, and we can, well, a smaller piece. Nice and tight. I wonder if that's going to be a problem. Sorry, I'm thinking about that. No, I just really went tight. This is actually, because you're gluing down here, this fits in the inside pocket. So we'd have to have something a little bit more narrow down there. Good to know. I was going to make, what do you want to call it? Ooh, if I made it smaller. I was going to do a weaved one. And so if I really square this one down, it may fit, but it also would, we just tuck it up on top. So that one might be what we tuck in there. We'll see. Okay, so there we go. Because, yeah, I'm actually out of journal cards and tags for this kit. I totally used them all up in everything I've got. So there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's decorated. It's ready to go. There is room to put a piece of paper or something back there if you wanted to. It is now official. Our mail signature has a peekaboo window, collage door. And there's, you open it up and you're like, oh, what? There's a pocket back there. So anyway, there we go. Not as, perfectly perfect as we were hoping, but we do with what we got. We got to make the journal sturdy too, so got to make sure it's all good to go. And then we have our lovely hidden pocket with a hidden paper clip, tuck, right? Tucks in, you take it off. You actually have a hidden pocket in here with a little journal card. It's beautiful on its own. It's super cute. You can put it anywhere because it is a paper clip. You can put it anywhere you want, but we're going to put it on the front page because it does have, or front section, because it does have the potential to write a message to whoever you're giving it to or saying this journal belongs to. So you do have that capability, but it's a nice, sturdy, beautiful paper clip page over that is ready to go in the beginning of our book. Right off the bat, we've got some decorating. You know, we have a little shelf of decor up here. I always feel like it's almost like a flower box feel up here for our front page. Flip it up, and here we go. Like I said, but you can move it anywhere you want. It's all good to go. The joy of a paper clip and a page over that isn't in a permanent position. And our peekaboo over here, right? So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I'll probably here. We'll put this over here so you can see it. There we go. There's my photo for the day. I love when we do things on different pages and you're like, I can't show everything I did. I can do it this way or I can do it that way, but either way, we have to show that we, you know, got something accomplished today and all the different ways we could do it. So, love you all very much. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back this weekend or next week, and we will work on some 3D elements besides like using stickers and that, but some ideas I have in a few pages that I really want to enhance those pages with some elements that match and or blend in beautifully. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for liking, loving, commenting, watching, hitting your subscription, hitting the notifications, hitting the bells, making sure that you do not miss out on any videos, because you never know whether I'm going to be a new idea, old idea, just simply decorating, or showing off what we finished. So, love you all very much, and we'll talk real soon. Bye-bye.